Hi guys, what is going on? Jack from Minifigs, and today I'm going to be talking about 5 of the best LEGO minifigures that you can buy that, in my opinion, will be really good investments. And before we get into it guys, I will say that I'm not a financial advisor and this isn't financial advice. This is just my personal opinion on 5 LEGO minifigures that I personally think will do really well in the future. And as always guys, if you could do me a solid and hit that like and subscribe button, you'd be doing me a big favour. So getting into the video now and looking at 5 minifigures that I think will be really good investments for various reasons that we're going to get right into. And in at 5th place is the Artillery Stormtrooper. And you was able to grab this minifigure last year in set 75311, the Imperial Armoured Marauder. A set which was actually quite popular during its lifespan, mainly for the reason that it featured some really good Stormtrooper minifigures, but it was that Artillery Stormtrooper minifigure that was the big catch to this LEGO set. And it really is a fantastic minifigure. The yellow contrasts really well with the white of the Stormtrooper's outfit, and it even comes with a cloth pauldron to go over his shoulder. And I just think that because the look of the Stormtrooper is so good, well, that's one reason I think that this Stormtrooper will increase in value quite significantly over the next few years. Another reason I think this Stormtrooper will do really well in the future is because it's highly unlikely that LEGO will make another version of this Artillery Stormtrooper. We haven't exactly seen much of them during Star Wars canon, whether on TV or in the movies, and I really just think that LEGO won't make another one of these minifigures ever again. So if that does become the case and LEGO don't make any more Artillery Stormtrooper minifigures, well then that really will add to the rarity of this minifigure, and you can only see that this minifigure will really go up in price over the next few years. Moving on now, and in at 4th place we have DEADPOOL. Now this minifigure is considerably older than that of the Artillery Stormtrooper. It was released in 2013 I do believe, and came in set 6866, Wolverine's Chopper Showdown. And that really was a fantastic LEGO set, featuring 3 amazing minifigures, but DEADPOOL was by far the best of the lot. And LEGO haven't made a DEADPOOL minifigure since. Well, at least not including the really rare minifigures that have been released at San Diego Comic-Con over the last few years, but seeing as those minifigures are in the hundreds, we'll stick to the plain DEADPOOL for now. And you can pick him up for about £30, maybe $35, which isn't actually too bad considering this is the only plain DEADPOOL minifigure that LEGO have ever made, and he came out nearly 10 years ago. And a really big factor that's going to play into how well the DEADPOOL minifigure does over the next 2 to 3 years is if LEGO decide to make any DEADPOOL 3 LEGO sets. And seeing as DEADPOOL 3, which is going to feature Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, seeing as that movie is set to be released as an R-rated film, I do actually think it's quite unlikely that we're going to get any DEADPOOL 3 LEGO sets. So again, the DEADPOOL minifigure should stay relatively rare. However, during DEADPOOL 3's release, which I do think is due to be released 2024 or 2025, when that movie is released and there's no LEGO DEADPOOL sets, and no brand new LEGO DEADPOOL minifigures, well that is going to attract a lot of buyers to buy up the DEADPOOL minifigure that came in this set, thus impacting his price significantly. So if you do have a DEADPOOL minifigure, be sure to hold on to it for now, and if you don't, you may want to consider picking one up, especially before DEADPOOL 3 is released in cinemas. Moving on now to 3rd place we have SAXON, which featured in set 75316, The Mandalorian Starfighter. And if you've been watching this channel over the last year or so, you'll know just how much I was banging on about this minifigure, and touting him to be, in my opinion, one of the best LEGO minifigures to invest in over the next few years. And there was some simple logic as to why I thought this minifigure would increase in value so much over the next few years. Reasons such as the fact that, well, first of all, it's an amazing minifigure, so detailed and it looks absolutely amazing. The helmet in particular is so cool and unique. Second of which, SAXON, although he's a relatively small character in the Star Wars franchise, he's a really fun and interesting character, and a lot of people like him. And the third reason is the fact that he was exclusive to the Mandalorian Starfighter set. And by the looks of things, that LEGO set wasn't exactly overproduced. In fact, I do believe it was actually exclusive in the UK to Smiths, and also to Target I do believe. But whatever the case, that LEGO set was almost always out of stock, or at best it was very hard to find at your local LEGO store. Even when the LEGO set was still available late last year, and you was able to buy that LEGO set for about £50 to £60 in the UK, well, SAXON's price made at least half of that up. Well, SAXON's price brand new on eBay did not, to my knowledge, drop below £30, so his value made up a big chunk of the Mandalorian Starfighter set, and since that set is now retired, his price continues to go higher and higher. And that's the only reason, to be honest, I put him in third place, otherwise he'd be at first place yet again. But he's at third place because his price has gone up now to about £60 I do believe. However, I do believe there is actually a little bit more room for growth with this minifigure, so that's why he made third place on this list. But in terms of an investment, he ticks all the right boxes. Moving on to second place now, we have Blade. And you was able to pick up this minifigure in the rather expensive Daily Bugle set. And he was actually exclusive to that LEGO set. And seeing as the buy-in price for that LEGO set is so high, sitting at about £250 in the UK, well, that's going to limit most people from picking up the Blade minifigure, which is really going to add to his rarity. So once that LEGO set does retire, he will remain an extremely rare minifigure. And another reason I would say that this minifigure is probably worth investing in is because the Blade movie, if it ever does happen that is, as I know it's been delayed multiple times, but if that movie does happen, which it is scheduled to in a few years time, well, that really will skyrocket this minifigure's price. And after all, it is a great minifigure. Moving on now to first place, and my top pick for one of the best LEGO minifigures that you could invest in this year, it's Spider-Man 2099. A bit of an obscure pick in my opinion. However, there's one thing that's really going to go in this minifigure's favour over the next year, and that is the brand new movie that's releasing this summer, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1, in which Spider-Man 2099, a variant of the Peter Parker Spider-Man, is going to take centre stage. And I think that movie really is going to draw a lot of people to this minifigure, because in the comics, Spider-Man 2099 is a really cool character, and I think if they nail his character in the new movie, well, that really is going to give Spider-Man 2099 a lot of new fans. And likely a lot of LEGO fans that will go see that movie will be desperate to buy this minifigure. So for that reason, I really do think that Spider-Man 2099 is a minifigure definitely worth picking up. So for that reason, Spider-Man 2099 is one of my top picks for a minifigure to buy this year. But anyway guys, that was only my opinion on some of the best minifigures to buy this year, but let me know down in the comments what minifigures you're going to be buying this year. And as always guys, thank you so much for watching this video, I really appreciate it, and I'll see you on the next one.